Hello, I hope you're doing amazing. Um, Welcome to another move session. Let's start on our mats with your big toes together and your knees nice and wide in a child's pose. So let your shins, your knees, your hips, your arms, your back, everything just get a nice big stretch in this pose. If you can, hopefully you can get your hips all the way on your heels and you can get your forehead on the ground. Take a couple deep breaths. And then come up to your hands and knees. And let's do a couple cat-cow. So spread your fingertips nice and wide. Knees are right underneath the hips. Inhale, push your chest forward. Exhale, round. When you round, you're building a lot of heat in the abdomen. When you lift the chest and let the belly sag, you're building heat in the upper middle back. So you're creating openings and movement in the spine, but you're also using the muscles through the core as you round, and then your shoulder blades as you open. Last one, exhale, round, tuck. And then give me big sways side to side with the hips. So make your back nice and flat. It's not rounding, it's not sagging. You're gently holding on to the core. So hinge over one hip, hinge over the other. So you're getting a little bit of stretch through the glutes, either side. And you're also getting some mobility in the low spine, that lumbar spine. All right, go ahead and level off there. Curl your toes under and let's go up into a downward facing dog. Straighten through the legs, pedal the feet. Have some tight calves. Push your left heel down and then the right. Feel the core engage, feel your back engage. Slide the shoulder blades down the spine. And then level both the feet off. Drive through those heels. Keep your arms nice and strong and straight. Belly button draws back toward your spine. Find that stretch in your hamstrings. Find the strength in the back. And then go ahead and drop back onto your knees. And we're going to flip it over onto our back. Lie all the way flat. Hug your knees into the chest. Take a couple deep breaths here. Feel your hip flexors stretch. Oop. And maybe pop. It's always a nice feeling. Always the same one. It's crazy. All right, put your feet down so that they're about mat width. So just a little bit away from your heels. And then you're going to let your knees drop left and right away from you. So drive to the left and drive to the right. Again, this kind of builds some mobility through the low back, that lumbar spine. You need to give it space. It's so tight and pinched in there. Sometimes it doesn't like to be moved with pressure on it though, with weight. So here you have an option. Get some mobility without pressure on the spine. All right, last one each side. Okay, extend your left leg long. Hug your right knee into the body. And then you're going to windshield wiper that right leg. So put your arms out again. The knee's going to go over toward the left hand. And then bring it up. And open the leg out toward the right hand. Keep your breathing nice and deep. Gonna have to engage the core a bit here. Protect your back. And also it's helping to move that knee side to side. One more. All right, switch to the other side. Hug your left knee into the chest. Keep that foot flexed. All right, and then put your arms out again. Rotate side to side. You might get a back pop. Always feels nice. Let's get a few pops through the hip. As long as it's not causing pain. It's just things moving around in there. Gas is escaping, as awesome as that sounds. Last one. All right. Plant your feet on the ground. Heels are now going to be right underneath your knees. You're going to go up into a glute bridge. Okay, and then keep your arms up high for a second. And we're going to do a little bit of finger movement. So just tighten your fingers into a little ball, like you're making a claw, where the fingertips are crawling in to themselves. And then spread them out nice and wide. Open your fingertips like a starfish and then just wiggle them. So keep some flexion through the arms, flexion into the fingers. Don't forget your thumbs. Okay, and then put your hands or your fingertips together and then open one finger at a time away from all those fingers. So you're going to open your thumb, first finger, second, third, and pinky. Then put them back together. Okay, then try to open your finger only, put it back. Second and first finger, put it back. Some I'm better at it than others. 3 fingers together, pinkies, put them back. One more time. First finger, together. Second, together. Third, together. All right, and then just rotate your wrists. Back and forth and up and down. Keep driving through those glutes. Push into your heels. Hips are nice and high. Okay, and then keeping the arms up, let your hands drop back toward your shoulders. And then push up from there. Drop back and push up. Hopefully you're feeling a little heat through the glutes, keeping that belly nice and strong as well. If you don't feel like you have much heat in the glutes, you do have to take a little bit of work to flex in there. So really push into the heels and pull the heels back toward your shoulders. You'll kind of feel your hips lift and the glutes engage even more. Okay, a couple more here. All right, and then we're going to do the other direction. So point your palms toward your knees and open your elbows to the sides. Just like you're doing a chest press. And you can actually build some heat here in the pecs if you envision that you're pushing weight. So squeeze shoulders together as your hands come down. And then find the pecs in the chest as the arms go back up. Hopefully you're keeping those hips up, staying with it. Just a few more. Last one. Okay, now we're going to take our arms down on the ground and then all the way up behind the head. Keep pushing into those feet, grabbing through the glutes. Find rotation in the shoulders and flexion in the upper middle back and the core. Keep it going. Big movements in your shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. All right, slowly lower your hips all the way down. And then we're going to work on a couple pelvic tucks. So if you have your natural low back arch, you have your stomach just kind of open and relaxed. What I want you to do is tuck the pelvis without flexing your glutes. So your pelvis is that big bony, hip bony portion. And you just take it and you tuck it under like you're driving your belly button toward the ground, pulling that pelvis back until your low back hits the ground. So once you have it there, tighten in deep into your abdomen. Try not to flex your glutes. Inhale, release. And then exhale, tuck. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Inhale and release. And then exhale, tuck. Hold it. Envision the sides of your abdomen are knitting together, pulling everything together. Inhale, release. And then exhale, tuck. Okay, so we're going to combine that with some glute bridges. We're going to go back there. So in your glute bridge, hopefully you're still keeping that pelvis tucked and the core strong. In your glute bridge, a lot of times we just push the hips up and flex the glutes, which is a lot of what we want. If you're going up and down, the tendency is to kind of tap the tailbone, having that natural low back arch going on the ground. But what I want to do is try to keep that pelvis posteriorly tilted, so you're tucking it back, the tailbone's tucking towards the back of your knees, and you're going to try to lower your back one vertebra at a time till you hit the tailbone, and then I want you to retuck and push back up. So you're going to feel a little more through the core here, as opposed to just hitting more of the glutes. Hike it all the way up, so you will feel the glutes, and then slowly push one vertebra at a time into the ground. It's almost like you're doing a reverse crunch. Push. Takes a lot of focus and work to make sure that you slowly lower one at a time. You've got to pull that belly button down towards your low back a lot, down toward the floor to get that slow roll. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Belly button toward your spine. 2 more. Last one. Slowly drop. Slow, slow, slow. And done. All right. Roll yourself up. We're going to go back onto our hands and knees. And we're going to work on a planche type of movement in our upper back. So it's to try to kind of build some work into and some muscle into your serratus anterior, and also to build some mobility into that upper back. So you want to try to let your shoulder blades drop together with a lot of sink and contraction and pinch between your shoulder blades. And then you're going to push up out, almost like when you're in your cat pose, but we're focusing more on the upper back, not that low belly. So you let your shoulder blades sink together. Make sure it's not the neck squeezing in, but it's the shoulder blades. So your shoulders are still pushing away from ears, pulling shoulder blades together, and then round into that upper back. Sink together, push out. As you push out and round that upper back, you should start feeling the muscles contract behind your armpit and under your armpit, as well as in that rear delt. Let your chest sink toward the ground. Round the upper back out. Sink to the ground. round it out. I'm going to go 3 more. Pull together. 3, 2, pull it together, round it out. 1. All right, curl those toes under, give your feet a little quick stretch, and then let's go ahead and come up. All right, we're just going to do a simple squat to lunge. Okay, so we're going to take a nice low squat, hinge your hips back, knees line with the toes, and then you're going to step your right leg back and then bring it back up. So squat and lunge. When you lunge, your feet are hip width and the knee lines up with the toe. If one of these doesn't feel good, just skip it. Stick with squats, stick with lunges, maybe don't go as low. Good job, keep it up. Hinge those hips back, drive through the front heel. 3 more. And 1. Okay, other side. So squat, left leg back. Now you're pushing through the right heel. So that right knee should stack right on top of the ankle as you lunge, and focus on most of the work coming out of that front pushing glute and hamstring. Chest stays tall, belly of course strong. 3 to go. And 10. All right, shake it out. From there, we're going to work on the same kind of back rotation rounding from the top. Okay, so just take a kind of a little bit wider base of support in your feet. So you're going to be just a little bit wider than your hips. Open the chest, elbows squeeze back behind, and then round and tuck here. Tailbone tucks under, round through the back, squeeze between shoulder blades here, push and round. Open, squeeze, push and round. Inhales you open, exhales you round. 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. All right, grab your hands behind your back and just lift the chest. Push your hands away from you. Side shoulders back and down. Lean your head to the left, so left ear toward the left shoulder. Tuck your chin in, roll it over, roll your head over. Right ear, right shoulder. Tuck your chin in, roll it over. Left ear, left shoulder. Again, tuck and roll. Find that little spot, hold it. Tuck and roll each side, getting some length in the neck. All right, last one, each side. And on the right. Good job. All right, take your arms nice and high, stretch up overhead. Deep, deep inhale. Exhale, hinge forward over those legs. Keep your legs super straight. Trying to keep your back nice and flat as well. Push those hips back behind you. Just let the weight of your upper body pull you forward. All right, and then go ahead and bend your knees so that your chest is going to come all the way onto your thighs. Hang out here a second. Just push those hips really far back behind. And then slowly, slowly straighten again. All the way straight. Just let the upper body hang forward over the legs. Grab the core, slowly come up. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. And hopefully you feel super limber the rest of your day. Have a good one.